Good morning, friends. Thanks for joining me today for our Crafty Storytime. So I figure because it's spring now, I would do a spring theme. So I have a book to read, a couple songs to sing, and then we will make our paper plate flower. So as you can see, the flowers will grow, and hopefully your leaves don't fall off like mine just did. All right. So if you have your craft kit that you picked up at the library, get that ready. We'll make that in a little bit. If you didn't get a chance to pick it up yet, that's okay. I'm going to leave them out so you can come pick it up later and make it after the program. All right, so let's start with zoom, zoom, zoom. You ready? Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Very good. Let's do that one more time. You ready? Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Very good job. All right, so I have a little rhyme about flowers for you before we read our book. It goes like this. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little flowers, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little flowers, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little flowers, 10 flowers in the spring. Give them rain and lots of sunshine, give them rain and lots of sunshine, give them rain and lots of sunshine, so they'll grow up tall. Very good job. Let's do that one more time. You ready? 1 little, 2 little, 3 little flowers, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little flowers, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little flowers, 10 flowers in the spring. Give them rain and lots of sunshine, give them rain and lots of sunshine, give them rain and lots of sunshine, so they'll grow up tall. Very good job, friends. All right, let's read our book. So the book I picked out today is Rabbit's Good News. So this one's by Ruth Lurcher Bornstein, and I'm reading it with permission from Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. Rabbit's Good News. Rabbit and her family were deep in their warm, dark hole in the ground. Her family was sleeping, but Rabbit was not. So she peeked out. Something soft ruffled her fur. Something cool tickled her whiskers. Something was calling her. What was it? Rabbit listened. She listened again, but she couldn't hear what it was saying, and she wanted to know. So Rabbit hopped out of her warm, dark hole in the ground. She came to a flower just opening its petals. Rabbit sniffed the flower. Something was calling her, calling with a soft green sound. Rabbit said goodbye to the flower and hopped on. She came to a worm wiggling out of the ground. Rabbit sniffed the worm. But the sound was tugging at her, calling her. She could almost hear what it was saying. She said goodbye to the worm and hopped after the soft green sound. She saw a bird hatching out of an egg. She sniffed the bird. She could almost hear the words now. She said goodbye to the bird and followed the soft green sound. There was a butterfly learning to fly. Rabbit reached up. She wanted to sniff the butterfly, but the butterfly floated away. rabbit sat in the new green grass. She sat very still and listened. She listened, then she listened again. And suddenly she knew. She knew what the soft green sound was saying. She hopped home as fast as she could, as fast as a rabbit can, and told everybody the news. Spring is here. So that's Rabbit's good news. That's always good news to hear that spring is here. I love spring. I love seeing flowers coming up and hearing the birds chirping. So, speaking of flowers, I have one more song for us to sing before we do our craft. So here I have my flowers, and they have letters on them. B-L-O-O-M. That spells bloom, which is something flowers do. They bloom. So I have a song. It goes to the tune of Bingo, which you guys probably know. It goes like this. In the garden, let's go see. I think the flowers are blooming. B-L-O-O-M. 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 Oh yes, the flowers are blooming. Very good job. All right, so now we'll take away one flower. Actually, I think I'll flip it over. Yeah. All right, so now instead of singing the B, we're going to clap our hands. You ready? In the garden, let's go see. I think the flowers are blooming. L-O-O-M. 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 Oh yes, the flowers are blooming. Let's flip over our L. You ready? In the garden, let's go see. I think the flowers are blooming. O-O-M. 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 Oh yes, the flowers are blooming. Very good. Flip over another flower. In the garden, let's go see. I think the flowers are blooming. O-M. 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 Oh yes, the flowers are blooming. We only have one letter left. Are you ready? In the garden, let's go see. I think the flowers are blooming. M. 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 Oh yes, the flowers are blooming. Flipped over our last flower. Are you ready? In the garden, let's go see. I think the flowers are blooming. Oh yes, the flowers are blooming. Very good job, friends. Look at those flowers. That was great. And you learned how to spell bloom, which is a great spring word. Okay, so I have one more song before we do our craft. It's The More We Get Together. So it's got some sign language. This is more. This is together. This is happy. And this is friend. All right? The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Very good job. Let's do it one more time. You ready? The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Very good job. All right, so that's all I have for story time, so let's make our craft now. All right, so like I said at the beginning, if you got a craft kit from the library, you can get it out and we'll make our craft together. And if you didn't get a chance to get one yet, that's okay. I'm gonna leave them available for another couple days. So if you wanna stop in and get one and make this later, that's fine. Okay, So this is what we're gonna be making. It's a little garden plate, and the flower can grow. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is take your plate, and you're gonna take a brown crayon or marker or colored pencil, and you're gonna just draw dirt across half of it. You're gonna color it in to look like it's dirt in the ground where your flower is gonna grow. Because flowers need dirt, and they need sunshine, and they need water to grow. So dirt is the first part that we're gonna add on our plate. Okay, so that's what mine looks like. All right, so then next you're gonna draw roots. So I'm gonna draw them right from the middle, and the way I did it before was with a marker, but I'm gonna do it with crayon this time. So I'm gonna make a big, thick root in the middle, and then just draw little roots coming off of it to show how the flower grows. So you pretty much just wanna make little lines going down on your plate, and your flower will come out right here. All right, so next, we're gonna take one of our yellow squares, you should have two. You're gonna take one of them and cut a circle. So it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to look like a perfect circle. If you need a grown-up to help you, maybe trace a circle or draw a circle for you to cut out, that's okay. So there's mine. And you can use glue for this. I'm gonna use tape for now just so I can show you without having to wait for it to dry. So you're gonna glue or tape your sunshine up into the corner of your plate like that. All right? And you can take a yellow crayon or colored pencil or marker and just draw sunbeams coming off of your sunshine. Kind of like that. You can't really see it because it's very, very light. But there's your sun, so that's another thing that flowers need to grow. Okay, let's see. So next, you're gonna take your person, and you notice it doesn't have any hair or any color on it at all, so you can make it look however you want. You can give it hair, it doesn't have to have hair. It can look like you, it could look like a friend maybe. So I'm gonna put some brown hair on mine, since I have brown hair. And I'm gonna give her a blue shirt. So you can color it however you want. And she's gonna have purple pants. Blue and purple, that's a pretty good combination. And I'm even gonna color the watering can. I'm gonna color it orange, I think. There. So that's all I did on mine. You can keep yours looking exactly how it is when you get it, or you can make it look like you. So now you're gonna take your scissors and you're gonna very carefully cut your person out. And like I said before, if you need a grown-up to help you with this part, that's okay, because we want you to be safe when you're cutting stuff out. Cut around the feet. And there. All right, so there's my person. So now you're gonna glue or tape your person onto your picture. I'm gonna put it right over here, like that. And you can even take a blue crayon or something and put water coming out of the watering can, kind of like that. Okay, so now you're gonna take your craft stick and you're gonna color it green. This is gonna be the stem of your flower. So you can use a crayon, I think colored pencil and marker should also work on the craft stick. You can use paint if you have paint. You'll just have to wait for it to dry if you do that. But I'm gonna use a crayon, that's what I did when I made my sample, and it worked pretty well. All right, it's green now. Okay, so next you're gonna take your leaf and flower template. So you're gonna cut these out very carefully. I'll start with the leaf. So you're gonna use these to trace leaves for your flower. So there's my leaf. So you're gonna take your green paper And I don't have a pen or pencil in here, so I'm just gonna use a crayon to trace it. Trace it onto your green paper. I have 2 leaves on my sample, so I think I'll cut out 2 leaves again for the one I'm making today. And again, if you need help tracing it, you can ask a grown-up to help you. And now you're gonna cut your leaves out. There's one. And there's another one. Okay, so here are my leaves. So next you're gonna take your leaves and you can glue or tape them onto your craft stick. So I kind of just stuck them onto a piece of tape like this. And I'm gonna stick them right on the middle of my craft stick like this. Okay, so next you're gonna cut out the flower templates. You can use just one size if you want. I gave you a couple sizes to choose from in case you want to have like one big flower and 2 little ones, or all big flowers or all little flowers. It's however you want your flower to look. This is just kind of to give you an idea of what it can look like. Okay. So there's one flower template. I think I'm just gonna stick with the one for now. But if I wanted to have smaller ones, I could cut out those flowers and use those too. So now you're gonna take whatever colors you want. I gave you an extra yellow, so whatever color flowers you wanna put on your flower, just trace using the flower template, and you can cut out a flower. So I'm gonna do yellow for my first one, I think. And I'll do a purple one. And I think I'll do a blue one. Those will be my 3 colors. Okay. So I traced my flowers, now I have to cut them out. This craft has a lot of tracing and cutting. So it's good practice for other crafts where you might have to trace and cut. So there's one flower, a blue one. And now I'm working on my purple one. I think in the sample I made I didn't have a purple one, so I wanted to have one for this time. Alright, and then we'll cut out our yellow one. And like I said, you can do more than 3 flowers if you want. I'm just gonna stick to 3 because I think that's what'll fit on here. But if you want to make a couple smaller ones, you might be able to fit 4 or 5 even. Okay, so here are my 3 flowers. Alright, so next you're gonna tape or glue your flowers onto your popsicle stick. So I'm just gonna fold the tape over like I've been doing. And kinda, you can just stick them on wherever you want on the stick. They don't have to be perfectly lined up if you don't want them to be. They can be arranged however you want them. I think I'll do that one there, and then my purple one will be on top. Kinda like that. So there are my flowers. So next, you should have 3 little foam stickers in your kit. So I'm going to use those to just stick in the middle of my flowers. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you want to draw something in the middle instead or just leave them blank, you can do that. But I just wanted to give you something you can do to put a little texture on your flowers. There we go. And we'll put the little green one on the blue flower. There. So there's your flower. Okay, so this is the tricky part that I'm definitely going to recommend you have a grown-up help you with. We have to cut a hole right here so your flower can stick through. So definitely ask a grown-up to help you with this. I'm just going to make a little cut with my scissors. And then I should be able to cut through it that way. But You have to be very careful when you do this so you don't hurt yourself. So I definitely recommend having a grown-up help you. And all you have to do is really make a slit so that there's a little bit of room like that. Okay? All right, so now it's time to put your craft stick through the hole on there. And that's it. So now you have a garden that's ready to grow. So look, my person is watering the flower, the sun's out, the dirt is there, and my flower's growing. So that's your very own flower growing plate. So as usual, if you make your craft and you want to show it off, you can leave a picture in the comments on the Facebook page, or you can message them to us. I'd love to see what you make. And yeah, we can use this to celebrate spring, because I'm really excited that spring is here. All right, friends, well, thank you so much for joining me for Crafty Storytime today. I hope you had a good time talking about spring. Like I said, put pictures of your craft in the comments. I'd love to see them. And I hope you have a really good weekend. I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye, friends.